Okay,
And
and
stop.
we are live. Okay, hello everyone. Peach, Marissa, hi. Why don't you guys let us know where you're tuning in from? I am coming from Halifax. For those who don't know, that is in Eastern Canada. And you're near Ottawa, right, Lisa?
Yeah, I'm about a half hour south of Ottawa.
Nice. Let us know where you guys are tuning in from in the chat. Hi, Olivia. Okay, we have an exciting webinar for you guys today. Unit B review. A bit technical, but I think it should apply to people in all parts of the course. Hey, Jillian. No one outcoming reading in from PA. I'm coming
Pennsylvania.
from Pennsylvania, Niagara. Nice.
Reading Pennsylvania. I'll help you with that. The American will help the Canadian. It's okay. We got you, Malcolm.
Are you American, Lisa?
I am.
Oh, okay. Where from?
Southern California.
Okay, nice. SoCal.
Yep, SoCal.
Coming from PA, another Pennsylvania, east of Pittsburgh, yep. Ohio.
Florida.
Nice. Okay, Florida. Very cool. Yeah,
but Niagara's got the
nicest waterfall in the world. North Carolina, nice. Jillian, welcome everyone. Okay, awesome. I think we could just get right into it. So today's webinar, obviously, we're talking about the needs assessment. Working with Lisa, we were trying to figure out a webinar that would be really helpful for dog grooming students, particularly when we get to these assignments later on in the course. I find I get a lot of students who are wondering if this is the right dog for the assignment. And so I find if we could master the needs assessment and make this a resource for you guys to kind of refer to when you're not sure if this is the right dog for the assignment, that's kind of the goal for today. And then we're obviously covering other parts of the unit as well. So we had a lovely volunteer student who went through this unit with Lisa. They volunteered their assignment, and we're going to be showing it to you guys today. But mostly focusing on parts that students struggle with in this unit. And we're going to try to make it as valuable as you can so that you know how to ace it and how to use this foundation to select the right or know how to do a good needs assessment later on in further units. Make sure that that's the dog for the assignment. Michelle from Toronto, Canada. Nice. Prince Albert, Saskatchewan. Nice. Okay. California.
I'm going there next month.
Lisa, did you want to introduce yourself real quick to those who don't already know you?
Hi, everybody. Hey, and I'm looking at everybody where everybody's coming from, and welcome. God, this is so widespread. This is amazing. Okay, so I am one of the mentors for the QC Pet Studies dog grooming course. I'm a master groomer. I'm also a certifier for CPPS, which is a certification organization in Canada that we go around and certify groomers. I'm also an AKC and a CKC obedience and rally or performance judge. So my husband and I are constantly going all over the US and Canada judging. We just got back Monday from Winnipeg. So I'm rather busy, and then I still groom from home. And I'm gonna admit this because it's starting to become to the point I'm getting rather proud of this. In 3 more years, I will have been doing this for 50 years. So
wow.
I know. Wow. I started when I was 4, but yeah. That really is a milestone, because a lot of people in the industry, as a rule, it's about a 10, maybe pushing it to 12-year longevity. So I think I lucked out because I started early, and I just been able to do it for a while. I was born into it because I'm a second generation groomer. So I've literally grown up in a grooming shop. So I've kept it going.
This is a great person to ask a bunch of thoughtful questions in the Q&A section when we get to that.
Yes.
So yeah, get all your questions ready, because we'll have a Q&A section at the end of this, and hopefully get through all your questions. So I think we could jump right into it. We're starting off with assignment 1, and specifically we're pointing out the bandit question. So I'm going to read it out because it is a bit small for those. I'll be sharing these slides with you in the virtual community, but yeah, I'll read this question out and go from there. So Bandit is a 5-year-old border collie who has not been professionally groomed since he was a puppy. His owner brings him in for a bath and tidy. When you start using your clippers to trim the hair between Bandit's pads, you notice he starts whining and yelping. How does Bandit feel about the grooming process? Explain your answer. So I'll read the student's response, and then Lisa, you could let me know, what was like, why this is a good response. And
okay.
So response. Since Bandit is yelping when touching the pads, there could be an injury in the foot that is causing him to have some pain, aggression. Bandit could also be a dog that does not like his feet touched, or the sound and feeling of the clippers is unfamiliar and causing some stress.
Okay. So my pat answered on that is, okay, universally, guys, you got to read a little bit between the lines on what this scenario is. Keep in mind that the scenario tells you this dog is 5 years old. He's been groomed one time. So that tells you he has no experience at all. The other thing that you're catching in this scenario is the fact that you've already done the needs analysis. That's sort of the given because you've already started grooming this dog. So that means you've already put your hands on the dog. Part of the needs analysis is to evaluate and assess not only the dog's coat and condition, but the physicality of the dog. And you're taking in the history as you're talking to the owners, right? So pretty much anything physical should have already been discovered at that needs analysis. So you can pretty much rule out any physical issues once you're already working on the dog. That should have already been eliminated. So the fact that this dog is yelping and he's showing some uncertainty or showing some resistance to having the process done, I would venture to say that more than likely he's just inexperienced. And if he's that inexperienced and he's 5 years old, that's a huge, huge clue. He's 5 years old. My gut reaction as a groomer, I would say, okay, you've brought this dog to me at 5. He's probably not going to come back to me for another 5 years. That's your grooming schedule. So if he's 5 years old and I'm probably not going to see him for another 5 years, I need to change my grooming process. So what's her response now, Malcolm? What does she do? What's her response for what she does for?
So that's the next question here. Describe the steps you will take to proceed with Bandit's appointment and explain your reasoning. Okay. So their response is, I would next assess if there is an injury to Bandit's foot that was unknown to the owner and is causing Bandit to react. If the foot is all good, then I would try to clip the foot again using caution because there could be something underlying. I could also try using shears to shape up around the foot and avoid the clippers if that is a trigger to Bandit. This would also be a place where I could use some counter conditioning. One concern would be that since he is used to being groomed, that maybe Bandit has an issue in the foot that is causing him pain that may need to be addressed by a vet.
Okay, but her response said because he's used to being groomed. He's not used to being groomed, so that you got to rule that out. But when she mentioned using another tool or using scissors, she nailed it. That's exactly what should be getting done. Nice. Because on a 5-year-old dog, he wants to get out of it. Your whole purpose right now is to make this a positive situation for this dog. And to make it positive for him is to be expediting it. You want to try to get through this process quickly for him. He doesn't want to be there. He's once every 5 years is not a lot of practice. So to expedite it and be able to get the process or the task completed, just abandon your clippers and go and use your scissors instead. The dog, that would remove all of the anxiety from the dog, all the stress from the dog. You'd be able to get the task completed and you'd be able to get him home sooner, which is his ultimate number one goal. He just wants to go home. So you can still go through your process. Now, the counter conditioning is not necessarily a bad idea, although it's been in my experience, if you have dogs that are showing that kind of resistance, the only way you can really do counter conditioning is to find a reward. And our pet go-to reward is going to be food. Many times the dogs are not going to be willing to take the food. So then you don't have a reward system based on what we might think it is. The reward for this dog would be, what does he not want? Or what does he want? Or what doesn't he want? So a reward can also be a removal of something, right? He doesn't want the clippers on him. So reward him. Don't use the clippers. Use scissors instead. So there's your reward process. And that's where you can do your counter conditioning. Because if you're going to try to use food, particularly on a dog that's not receptive to it, the whole thing was for naught. You're not going to get anywhere with that. So you want to, the goal here is to try to get it done quickly. So you're not prolonging this process on this mature dog who really just wants to go home and he wants you to stop messing with his feet. So, but you got to get it done and be prepared to seeing him in another 5 years. All right. So hopefully that makes a little sense for this particular scenario, because I know I think a lot of students I don't think they're reading between the lines of what's actually going on. And I think that 5-year mark is a big, huge clue that he gets groomed once every 5 years. That's massive. And even going home and telling the owners, well, spend time with his feet, that's not going to make any difference in another 5 years. So that's not realistic on this particular scenario.
Right. Okay, let's hop into assignment 2, the meet and greet. So we took out specifically the marshmallow question. So Lisa pointed out that this is a question that students tend to struggle with. So we wanted to highlight it here. So Marshmallow is a 4-year-old Yorkshire Terrier. Her owner carries her into her salon and informs you nervously that Marshmallow experiences separation anxiety and dislikes being handled by strangers. Marshmallow keeps yawning and licking her nose. How do you approach Marshmallow? Explain your reasoning. So I'll go ahead and read the response here, Lisa.
Yep.
Okay. So the student said, Marshmallow is showing some displacement behaviors with the licking and yawning, but this could be stress coming from the owner as she's nervously explaining about the issue. I would ask the owner to set the dog down onto the ground first and hand me her leash. I would then lower myself to make myself smaller and introduce myself and offer up a treat with permission from the owner. Having the owner put the dog down and handing me the leash will show Marshmallow that her owner trusts me and put her into my care. I also want to put some distance between them as the owner is nervous, which could be the cause of Marshmallow's behavior. I make myself lower to the ground to seem smaller, as Marshmallow is a small dog and I want to seem less intimidating. If Marshmallow is showing severe signs of separation anxiety, I may have to ask the owner to stay for the groom, but I would make sure to explain to the owner that she will have to remain calm during the process. Otherwise, Marshmallow will sense her feelings. So great explanation here. Explained all the reasoning, I think, very well. Yep. I'm not the expert here, but I liked all the...
Yep. She pretty much did. I mean, this is almost letter perfect. The only thing that in a real life situation, she did exactly everything she needs to do. First, I'm going to make the highlights here. First and foremost, she asked the nervous owner to put the dog on the ground so they could remove the nervous energy that's being transferred to the dog, because the dog is receiving it from the owner. So separate that first and foremost, get that connection separated. Put the dog on the ground, then it's safe to put the dog on the ground and get the leash in your hand. So now the dog is going to be receiving the energy from you versus the owner, which is now you can start changing the dog's confidence, or you can start hopefully transferring some confidence to the dog. The fact that she's wanting to lower herself, it will definitely hopefully make the dog feel better, feel more comfortable. The only thing that, in my experience, the only thing that I probably wouldn't be recommending, because the owner came in and she immediately said the dog has separation anxiety. So does the dog have separation anxiety, or does the owner have separation anxiety? So I'm thinking, once I have the dog separated from the owner, chances are I would still have to ask the owner to leave, because their energy is part of the problem. It's not part of the solution. And I need to make sure the dog is getting everything they need. And if I have if I keep the owner there, that could easily put the dog in a tug of war of, I got to get to my mom, but I feel comfortable with you, but I got to get to my mom. So chances are, if you tell an owner they have to stay calm, they can't. So it's just easier to remove them. But everything else in that scenario, and everything else in that response, dead on perfect.
Sorry, little alarm going off. Okay, I'll move on to assignment 3.
Are we making sense to anybody here? Is
let us know in the chat here if this is helpful, if you guys are following along well.
Are they all just gone, what the heck? Where am I supposed to read that? Where did I get that information? How would I know that?
Yeah, please. This is a live session. If you guys have questions, let us know in the chat. It's best for you guys. Okay, so assignment 3, dog safety during the groom. So we chose in this assignment Emma's mistake. So let's go through it. The question is, or the scenario is, Apricot has never been groomed before and is becoming stressed during the grooming process. When Emma starts using the clippers, Apricot starts thrashing around and snapping at Emma. Emma doesn't want to cause Apricot unnecessary stress, so she decides to use an Elizabethan collar instead of Elizabethan collar instead of a muzzle. So the question is, what is Emma doing wrong? Okay, and we got Marissa saying, yes, I understand, Olivia, very helpful. Okay, perfect. Okay, so the question is, what is Emma doing wrong? Response from the student: Emma should not continue grooming or using the e-collar.
Okay.
What do you think of that response? Does that make sense?
Definitely not use the e-collar. Totally agree with that. But technically, it's not. Technically, the answer of not continuing to groom is not necessarily a bad response. There's a lot of not grammatically. That was a horrific statement. What she's saying as far as stopping the groom is not necessarily a bad thing. I just don't think that's going to be very productive for her. So the dog is new, but the dog is showing threatening and dangerous behavior. The dog is showing reactive behavior. Now, yet, granted, she could absolutely, slow it down and go at it a different way. But first and foremost, the fact that she chose to use the e-collar is not going to offer her the protection. If she's choosing that e-collar to maybe to safeguard herself, that is the wrong accessory to use, because she's not going to get herself protected from that. If she's trying to protect herself, which is, if you look at this entire assignment, it is about dog safety during the groom, as well as owners, or as well as groomer safety too, right? So we've got to keep everybody safe here. So in this particular scenario, we're trying to keep this groomer safe, because she's trying to choose an accessory, i.e. the e-collar, that's not going to offer the protection that she's going to need. So to keep her protected, now what did she suggest to do to keep things safer? What did she say?
Right. So how could Emma create a safer grooming environment? Response: because Apricot is snapping at Emma and thrashing around, the groom has become unsafe for both of them. So like you said, I would assume that Apricot is nearing his threshold. To be safer, Emma should take a break and let Apricot calm down. I would then go back and try a muzzle, since Apricot was snapping at her. If that doesn't calm down the dog, she should stop the groom, as the thrashing can cause injury to the dog, and Emma could be bitten if Apricot would manage to get off the muzzle during the thrashing.
Okay, perfect answer. But I mean, the chances of the dog taking the muzzle off or getting the muzzle off, I mean, that's pretty much all on the groomer to make sure it's on properly. I mean, if they've got it on properly, that the odds of them getting it off are pretty much nil to none. But that is the key right there. Everything that this student responded with was pretty much dead on. You can slow it down, but to protect yourself, be sure you put the muzzle on. Keeping in mind too, the muzzle also acts as a calming accessory too. Dogs will go into that frantic reactive because they just don't know what else to do, and they think that's it. But if you remove that option from them, they just go, well, okay, wait, I can't do that now. Well, okay, well, I can't do that. And so they sort of have to resign themselves to almost like accepting what's happening. And then they realize, oh, this is no big deal. I don't even know why I was doing what I was doing, because it's no big deal now. But if you've got to sort of get them out of that headspace to go, you need to calm down long enough for me to explain and show you that what we're doing is not a big deal. But if you keep allowing them to be that reactive, then they never get to the headspace that you can go, I need to be teaching you something. You need to calm down. The muzzle can do that for you. So it's a twofold. It can get them to sort of take a chill pill, and it can also keep you protected. Okay,
on to the next assignment. So assignment 4, one part here. So we're looking at the initial assessment. Okay, so here is the page 1 of the initial assessment. So what's the dog's name? Bo. Is the dog a purebred? Okay, so I'll read through all these, right, Lisa? This is the most helpful.
Sure, but I mean, when you get it, there's a few critical ones that really are important as far as like what they do, things like that.
Okay, so I'll just go through it all and let me know what's important. Is the dog a purebred or a mixed breed? So it's a mixed breed, Australian Shepherd and Blue Tick mix. Okay, great. How old is the dog for? How long have they owned the dog? 4 years. Does the dog have any prior professional grooming experience? Yes, about every 6 weeks. Does the owner groom the dog regularly at home? Answer, dog gets brushed at home as needed. 7, describe the dog's lifestyle. Answer, dog is primarily indoors, but they do a lot of outdoor activities, including camping. Nice. Okay. Next, is the dog active? Yes, the dog enjoys walks and being outdoors. Does the dog spend a lot of... Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, just move down to, does the dog have any issues, any medical issues, any behavioral issues? Move down to that.
Okay, so describe the dog's medical history. Has the dog undergone surgery? No. Any scars, scabs? No. Experience hair loss? No hair loss. Does the dog have temporary chronic medical conditions? No. Medications, heart problems, prone
no seizures.
Behaviors. Does the dog concerned about potential medical issues? Veterinarian. Does the dog have any behavioral issues? No.
Okay, then we want to know what the owner wants done, like as far as what kind of style do they want the dog in?
Right. So what are the owner's grooming concerns? Shedding and matting.
Okay.
And how is the dog usually styled, trimmed all over and tidy?
Okay. All right. So the critical information out of this, like with what we'd be doing for assessment on our side of the monitor, is labeling the dog, labeling the type of dog, the coat. More importantly, how much grooming experience they've had. The fact that this dog is getting groomed every 6 weeks, that's an excellent grooming schedule. That's a really, really good grooming routine. And then the fact that the owners are actually doing some maintenance in between the grooms. This is an ideal situation. This dog is being kept extremely well. Their owners are being super responsible. The fact that their only concern for grooming is shedding and what was it? Was there any matting? It's going to be limited for that because of the grooming routine. They've got a 6-week grooming routine and they're doing some brushing during, at home. The only way that this could be improved on is if they did more frequent grooming at home, or more frequent brushing or combing at home, and they only want the dog sort of tidied up, which is saying that they don't even want to get rid of the coat. They just want tidied up, and they basically want to keep the shedding reduced, which is getting rid of the undercoat. So this is a pretty good as an assessment. I'd be reading this and going, I'd love this person to be my client, because they're doing pretty much exactly what they should be doing to be a really responsible owner and being really proactive on getting the dog accustomed to being groomed, which makes my job a lot easier and makes it easier for the dog. So really good assessment information here. And chances are, if I'm going to guess that when on the next assignment, when they went to go put their hands on the dog, chances are they probably found very little in the coat. They may have found, a little bit of matting or a little bit of thickness of undercoat, but probably not a big deal.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll hop into assignment 5. You want to start with the photo or the assignment answers?
Let's take a look at the photo.
Okay. You able to see that?
Yep. Okay. So guys, first thing we talk about when we tell you about this assignment is that you have to have a dog that has a minimum of 2 inches of coat, pretty much all over. So granted, the dog doesn't have 2 inches of coat at the hock, and he doesn't have 2 inches of coat at the bottom of his feet. And that's, but he has predominantly more than 2 inches of coat over the majority of his body. And that's what we're looking for. Could this dog, if left unattended, could this dog have matting issues? Yes, he could. So that's pretty much why we keep saying 2 inches of coat, because you have to be working with a dog that, if it didn't have a grooming routine, or if it didn't have some kind of grooming maintenance, or if it was neglected at all, that it could be a real problem for the dog. So that's why we keep saying 2 inches. And so 2 inches, even though a Labrador might have 2 inches of coat, that's not the coat we're looking for. We're looking for something that could have some real matting issues. A Labrador is just going to end up being a thick coat. And I know we're going to be contradicting ourselves here, but I'm trying to give you guys a visual, like looking at the rear end of this dog. That whole rear end could definitely mat up. Looking around the ears and around the neck and around the ruff and the chest, that whole area could mat up. You wouldn't find that on a Labrador. You wouldn't find that on pretty much, a lot of lab mixes. So I'm trying to give you guys visuals of coats that would not work so that you could get an idea of a coat that would work. So we're looking for things that, the double coat, which is what this dog is ideal, but we need to have some length to it. So Aussies, collies, even corgis for the most part, because corgis have enough hair on their rear that could all mat up. So I'm looking for that, and those would be your minimum. And let me clarify that. Yeah, those would be your minimum coat lengths. Anything longer than this is even better. Okay, if they have hair around their face and hair around their head, even better. But that can't be the only place they have it. I've actually received a couple of assignments where the dog's body was completely shaved, and the only thing they had left on him was a little bit on the tail, or like 2 inches of hair on the tail and a big full head. Well, that's not covering 2 inches of predominantly the entire part, portion of the dog. So that's what we're looking for. So in this particular case, this is a perfect dog. I have no problem with taking this dog. And this dog could be used for a lot of the assessments or a lot of the assignments going on. This dog could be used for an undercoat, removing the undercoat. This dog could be used for, if it had matting behind the ears, it could be used for that. This dog could be used for the pat and pull exercise around the rear. This dog could be used for pretty much, and depending on the color of the nails, it could be used for the black nail assignment or the white nail assignment. So this dog could pretty much be a one-stop shop for a lot of the assignments because it has enough hair, enough coat that could be a real issue. So I'm hoping we can give you an idea of what we're looking for so you guys can stop going, is this right? You'll send them in and I'll go, oh, sorry, didn't get that one. The other thing I want to point out here too is this dog is ideally presented as a side profile. That's really important, you guys, because we can't, on this side of the monitor, we can't assess what we need to assess if we can't see it. So when we ask you to give us a complete side profile, we need it. And that means the dog's standing and you're giving a full side-on view of everything. I can tell this dog has got a dock tail. Okay, he doesn't have a tail. I can tell. That's evident. That's the kind of stuff I need to see. All right. So I'm hoping this is going to help clear some things up for you guys as far as what we can and cannot accept for this particular assignment and for future assignments.
And we'll quickly look at some other dogs. I have some other photos to look through after this. Okay, so last part of the unit assignment. We'll just quickly go through this here. So share your observations for each step of the needs analysis by answering the following questions. Make sure to answer each of the questions carefully. So during the assessment, you greeted the dog. Was the dog friendly, anxious? Was the dog comfortable with being petted? So response: when greeting the dog, Bo was very friendly and happy. He did not show any signs of being anxious or stressed. Bo was very comfortable being petted and didn't show any issues when I was touching him.
And I would expect that because if I remember right, this was a 4-year-old dog, right? And he's been getting groomed on a regular basis. So he's really accustomed to this whole process. So this whole thing is like not a surprise. Right. I would be surprised if he didn't have this kind of reception.
Right. When you stroked the dog's coat, did you find that the coat was fine or thick, long, short, silky, soft, or wiry? Was the coat the same length all over the dog's body? Answer: the coat is thick and of a medium length. This coat is soft. The coat is mostly the same over the body, but the hair on the neck, chest, and around the face is slightly longer. Good answer.
I would have disagreed with the hair around the face because the face looks smooth to me. I would have said the hair is longer around the rear. The hair is longer around the neck. I would have said the hair is maybe longer around the chest. But to say it around the face, I'd be like, no, it looked like a smooth face to me, or a short face. I mean, the hair on the face and the hair on the feet were pretty much the same length.
Right.
And that was shorter.
Next question: did you find any tangles when you ran your hand through the hair on the dog's back? Could your fingers reach the skin all the way along? Answer: I could run my hands all over the dog to the skin all over the body. I did not feel any tangles or mats. Great. Yep. Any thoughts? Okay. Did you find any tangles in the dog's friction areas? Could your finger reach the skin all the way through in these areas? Are you concerned about matting? Answer: I could reach the skin in the friction areas. There were no signs of matting. The dog is regularly groomed and brushed at home, which I could clearly see and feel. They do a great job of keeping up on him. I would be concerned about matting after long weekends of swimming and camping when a dog is outdoors a lot, but the owner states they bathe and brush him after.
There you go.
Amazing. Did you identify Did you identify any health issues of which you were not already aware of? Example: warts, cysts, scabs, scars. Answer: I did not see any skin abnormalities or issues. I checked through the hair and the skin and saw no signs of fleas or ticks. Dog hair and skin look and feel to be in great health. Amazing.
Yep. But you sort of got that on the assessment too, with all the information that was collected. You sort of anticipated that's what was going to happen.
Right. Okay, I'm going to share some photos of dogs. I'd love for you guys in the chat. Let us know if you think this is an appropriate dog to groom, and quickly just say, what. I guess what your thoughts are on the initial photo. Any red flags about the photo, about the dog, about the hair. So let's get started here. And then Lisa, I'd love for you to let me know what you think. So in the chat, if you could let me know what you guys think of this photo, of this dog, hair, length, grooming. I'll give you guys 10, 20 seconds here.
Yeah, basically, yay, nay, good, bad.
I'll start it off here. For sure, the side profile photo is, it doesn't get better than this. Great distance, side profile, perfect.
Yeah, this is the format that should be maintained and kept in as a template. Please use it.
Yay, Olivia said. Only question is the face shown enough.
Could you turn it more sideways? Sure, I'd love that. But that would be about the only thing that could be done. Yeah. But I mean, yeah, turning the face a little bit more, sideways. Okay. Yeah.
So students are saying it's a yay for the grooming. So I think we could go ahead and let Lisa let us know what they think here. Lisa, the groomer.
I would say this is minimum. I would prefer more, but this is minimum. So if it's anything less than this, you might want to go, yep, not enough. Right. Not enough, right?
Yeah.
This is pushing it right on the verge of just making it, basically.
So yeah, this is a common dog that we see in the virtual community. Students asking, is this the right dog for the assignment? Will this work? So yeah, this is why I chose this photo. Lisa is letting us know here. First time seeing them. Okay, so another photo. Groomable. Any thoughts on this? Lisa, maybe not enough length of hair.
I think that was for the last one. I think that Lisa was from the last one.
Oh, okay. Olivia.
Okay, Olivia's winning.
Yeah, okay. I think I could have. Yeah. Brogan, no, too short. Marissa, no, too short.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's almost a smooth coat dog, guys. Would we agree? It's almost a smooth coat. In fact, I don't even know if this dog would be even requiring grooming because there's just nothing really there.
That would be my type of dog.
Or a Sholo. I think I could see you with the Sholo.
Okay, Lisa said nay. Peach, no. Cheryl. Okay, so yeah, I think we're all in agreement here. Photo is great. I think I wouldn't change anything about the photo. The lighting obviously is perfect. All of these photos are going to be really good. And as we move forward, I'll point some other things out. Okay. Lisa, anything else you wanted to say about this photo?
Nope. Other than I think everybody's figuring this out that, this is what we're looking for here. Okay, this will be a good one. Okay.
Okay, let us know here what you guys think.
Yeah.
Love the background.
They're not jumping on this one so fast.
They're thinking.
Okay.
So this would be a poodle?
Could be a poodle mix. You have no idea.
Poodle mix, yeah. So Lisa said no. We got a no from Lisa. Brogan, bad photo, bad lighting, dog too short. Olivia, stand the boy up. Is the length acceptable since it's curly? Question. So I'm guessing that's a question. Wendy said too short. Okay, great. So we got some thoughts on this. Marissa, his hair is too short. Okay.
Okay. Again, this could be minimal. I would know more if he stood up. And the reason I'm saying that, because granted, the coat is short right now, but it is curly right now. If the dog were brushed out and or bathed, you'd be surprised how much more length this dog would have, right? So if I could get him standing up, I could get a better look of his ears. Maybe the backs of his ears could get matted. Maybe his tail could get matted. So again, this would be right on the verge, but 100%. Can you guys understand why it's so important that we have these dogs standing? Because we really can't see anything about this dog that needs to be seen for an assessment. So super, super critical that they be standing, because technically I'm only looking at, the first, I don't know, the first 2/3 of the dog. I can't really see what's going on in the rear.
Yeah, that's a big part of this too, is, obviously this is a high quality photo. The camera is incredible, but that doesn't matter if we don't get the right angle, if the dog isn't in the right position. It could be the best camera in the world and we still won't be able to assess it properly. So
I love the fact that you guys are going too short. It's like, yes, okay, if you're finding this too short, yay! Yay!
Okay, amazing. Move on to the next one here. Lovely photo. It looks good.
Great photo.
Let us know what you guys think. Lisa, yes, that makes sense. Okay, good. Beautiful dog. What kind of dog would you call this?
This could actually this could be a poodle, actually.
Got an from Christina. I feel the same. That's why I chose this photo. Excited to see what Lisa has to say here, because from what I see, like the face, I mean, the hair does seem like a decent length. Obviously hard to see the body. Okay, so not usable, laying down, can't see anything. Yeah.
Okay, broken. So need to stand. Okay, you guys are getting it. Thank God you're getting it. Okay, yeah.
Wrong position. Yeah. Cheryl said yes. Needs to stand from Christina. Peach, we can't see the length, the hair length on the body. Lisa said yes. I've had to do these, but could be long enough from Brogan.
Yeah, I think it could be. I mean, at least on the head alone, and the back of the ears and top knot and face and cheeks and chin and all that area could mat up. The what I could see could be mattable. But here's the other issue too. It's not. I mean, when you guys are sending us these photos, not only are we looking to see if they have the appropriate hair, but when you guys go through your assessments and you're telling us you're putting your hands on, the different areas of the dog, we need to, as mentors, we need to be able to go back on that photo and go, you know what? There was probably some mats in that tail, or you know what? There was probably mats in that hind quarter, just so that, if be shocked at what we as experienced groomers can discern just from a photograph, because we've looked enough coat for over the years that it's like, even off of a photograph, I can tell you if a dog is tufted. I can tell you if a dog has got some loose matting. I can tell you that off of a photograph. But if you don't show me the full photograph, I can't discern when you go and you tell me, oh yeah, there were no mats at all in the tail. Well, how would I have known that? How could I have made that determination? Or there were no mats at all in the friction area. Really, I can't make that determination. So ultimately, does this dog have the right length of coat? Yes. Do I need to see more? Absolutely, because I can't see what I need to see to corroborate what you're telling me on the needs assessment.
Lilium just joining us now. Yeah, sorry. These webinars have been starting at 6. We're trying to keep it consistent, so they'll always be at 6 p.m. Eastern time. And but it is recorded, so we'll be sending you guys the link by email if you registered, and you'll be able to watch the first 30 minutes that you missed out on. Okay, so yeah, it looks like you guys got this right. Next question, or next photo here. For Lilium just joining us, or anyone else, we're looking to see if you guys think it's an appropriate photo, appropriate dog for grooming, if you think the length of hair is good. Yeah, any things that stand out to you.
Yeah, and keep in mind what Malcolm's stating here, guys. Granted, we are using the B assignment for the needs analysis and the assessment. We are using this as basically our template, but keeping in mind, all of these samples that we're giving you, should be applicable for the other assignments that you guys are doing your practicals with, like your pat and pulls and your undercoat removal and your dematting. So we're trying to sort of cover all the bases that you guys are going to be faced with as you get further on, because it's not until you get to your actual practical assignments of your grooming where we say, okay, use a Sheltie, use a golden, use something, you know, along that line for your natural. It's not until you're actually doing the full grooms of the dog that we specifically say, use this type of dog. But up until that point, we are relying on you to provide the appropriate dog for each one of the assignments. And that's sort of what we're trying to do here, is we're trying to give you like a heads up. When we tell you these are the types of dogs you need, we're trying to give you an idea of these are the types of dogs you need. You need dogs with coat. You need dogs with some, you know, grooming issues or undercoat or something. So, and we also need to be able to see them. And this also goes for of your future assignments too, where you're doing the video work. Make sure that you're getting these dogs standing so that we can see what we need to see on, again, this side of the monitor. We're doing our very best that we can on this side of the monitor, but keep in mind, guys, it is a monitor that we're trying to grade you with. So please make it as conducive for giving you the best grade as possible by giving us what we need.
Yeah, help us help you. Yeah,
exactly.
Okay, so we got a lot of answers here. Olivia, likely long enough, but needs to stand to see more. Yes, great. Peach, hard to see the hair length. Yeah, yep. For sure. Olivia, hard. Also, bad framing, very far away. Totally agree. So even though it's a great photo and obviously the camera is a good camera, it's even like with all those great things, good lighting, it's still like if the dog isn't close enough, we can't see anything.
Yep.
Brogan, dog needs to be standing. Yep. Can't see close enough to tell if the coat's long enough. Yeah, I would agree. Christina needs to be standing and is a little too far away. Marissa, he needs to be standing. But his hair length should be fine.
But we don't really know that. We don't really know that, Marissa. I mean, and also, I don't know if that coat is more wiry or curly. At this distance for the photo, if it's wiry, chances are it's not going to be a mattable coat. If it's curly, it stands a different. The different textures will give you different properties and characteristics of issues, of pitfalls of maintenance. And if this dog has got more of a wiry texture, which it could look more like that white dog that we showed you earlier that didn't really look like he had any hair at all. It could have a texture like that. And that's probably not going to be conducive for what we're asking for here. So it's all about being able to see the texture as well.
It looks like everyone pretty much got it right. Lisa, Natalie, Andrea, Cheryl, hard to see from the photo, too far away. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you guys are nailing it.
We're getting it. Yay!
What do you guys think about this dog here? What kind of dog would this be, Lisa?
Silky.
Sorry,
some would say Yorkie, but it looks like a Silky to me. Yorkie could be a Silky Terrier.
Yeah. Silky?
That's it.
Yorkie from Christina.
Yes. Yorkies typically are darker and they usually have much thicker, longer coat. And it's hard to say because there's no point of reference of anything behind this dog to give an idea of the size of the dog. But Silkies typically have a shorter coat and they're more blue steel color, whereas Yorkies are more black coloring.
So that's another good point. Even though I think in this photo we could pretty much tell it's good to groom. I mean, you could tell that the length at least is good. I don't know if it's good to groom. I'll let Lisa take that one. But one thing you pointed out was you couldn't tell what kind of dog it was because it's not standing. So you couldn't confirm some characteristics of it.
Right. Well, so, I can't tell the size. Silkies are bigger than Yorkies.
Right.
So yeah, I can't. But I'm just going by the fact that it has a larger body shape to it than a Yorkie would.
Okay, so Olivia said good length and lighting, but stand up a bit more profile. Yep, great photo. I agree, Natalie. It is a good photo. Brogan, dog would be long enough, but has a silky coat, no undercoat. Dog should be standing. Peach, I wish the dog was standing. Lisa, a cutie. I agree. It is a cutie.
Okay, but just because it's got a silky coat, it could have some undercoat to it. Silky coats are not undercoat-less, if that makes any sense. Keep in mind, even non-shedding dogs have undercoat. Poodles have undercoat. Bichons have undercoat. So it may have some undercoat. Again, if I could see the rear, that could give me a better idea of the thickness. If I can see thickness, and I can determine if the dog is at that time sporting any undercoat. But this dog could definitely mat up. This dog could definitely have some grooming issues. So for sure, it would be a candidate, but I can't see what's going on in the rear. And you're only showing me basically, half of the dog or 2/3 of the dog when I need to see the entire dog.
Yeah. Okay. I think this is the last. Oh, we still got, okay. Second to last here, I think. We're getting there, guys. I think we're pretty much getting the hang of it.
Yep. I love this peach. I wish the dog was standing. So do we. So do we.
I'm curious actually what students are going to think of this photo. I don't know. I think it's a bit far away. It's standing. You can see its face. Great pick from Christina. Okay, I agree. I am curious what Lisa is going to say here.
I don't love the, okay.
What do you guys think of the hair length on the body? You think you could tell that it's 2 inches or more? I have a hard time. My guess would be it's not 2 inches, but I don't know. Probably minimum length.
All right. So this is, okay. Bear with me, guys. Okay, quick answer. This is an ideal dog. This is an ideal dog to submit with. You have a lot of hair on the tail. You have a lot of hair on the legs. You got a lot of hair on the head, the ears, the cheeks, the face, everything, right? The body actually, even though it may not have the full 2 inches of length, it is of a coat type because it's going to have undercoat, because it's going to be a mattable coat. Even though it's not 2 inches of coat, that coat could be matted because it's a mattable coat, because it's a non-shedding coat. So it would have to be maintained really regularly, or there could be mats going on in underneath the neck or in the flank area or at the base of the tail. I mean, this dog could be tangled and matted up, even though the coat is pretty short, but it's got a denser curly coat, which tells me, yep, it could have some issues if it wasn't maintained, but definitely the legs, definitely the rear, definitely the head and face. And I mean, this would be a dog that if you told me it had issues on the friction areas, I'd be going, yep, I could likely see that happen. But I do agree with what somebody pointed out, that you can't see the feet. Yeah, I would have loved to have seen the feet, but I'm going to make the assumption, because it has a teddy bear face and it's looking more like non-traditional poodle clip, I'm going to assume that it's been scissored with round teddy bear feet. But it would have been nice to have seen that. So again, that might be one of those, instead of having the photos on ground, guys, you've already shown us that, if you can get them on, a grooming table, well, it'd be really great if you can get them at least on like cement or something that isn't going to be disguising or camouflaging or obscuring anything that we need to see. That would be ideal. So I think you guys are definitely catching on that the more you show us, the better it is, because then we have more information to be able to give you the right information, to be able to give you the best grading, so that we can either agree or disagree with what you're finding.
Right. Okay. I think this is the last one here, but I'm glad we're finally getting it. Let it loose, guys. Let us know how bad or good this photo is. Cute dog. What would you say this is?
This is probably a doodle.
A doodle, different than a poodle.
It's just a mixed breed. It's just a common word to say a mutt that has poodle in it. It's just the catch-all, because it's not a breed.
Guys, we're getting ready to head into the Q&A. If you guys have any questions, load them up. If not, if there are no questions, then we're gonna end it. So if you do have questions, we'll wait. Olivia, bad framing. Let's see the whole body. Of course, nice that you can see up close, but show more. Totally. Brogan, not the full body would be a good candidate.
Yep.
Yeah, I think this is a good example just because like you can see it has enough fur, I think. And it's a good, close, high quality photo, good lighting.
The proximity of the photo is ideal. I mean, I would love if all of the coats, if everybody gave me this much definition of what the coat was all about, but give me the whole dog. This would be like, oh wow, I would be so excited.
Yeah, bad framing. Let's see the whole body. Brogan, not the full body, would be a good candidate. Christina, need to see the entire body. Coat looks too short, but could have matting tendencies. Peach, it is too bad we can't see the body, legs, and tail. Nice, Lisa. It could be a mess if not kept short.
True enough, but I mean, keep in mind. I mean, Christina, you're saying the coat looks too short, but we don't know what the legs look like. The legs could be completely full legs, right? They could be 4-inch legs for all we know. That's just it. We can't see it. We don't know.
Yeah. Andrea, need the whole body. Okay, I think we nailed it. I'm so glad. At least we're walking away with we know what we want in the photo, and I think we are understanding what kind of coat length we're looking for, dog types, how to make a good assessment. I hope this was really helpful for you guys.
More importantly, can you guys, but with this little exercise, do you guys have a better understanding of some of the dogs we're going to be looking for some of your future assignments? Because again, I know we're isolating this B assignment with the needs analysis and needs assessment. I get that, but this, like Malcolm said, we figured this was like one of those foundation ones, and it's one of the first ones that you guys get introduced to for trying to find the correct dogs. So we're really hoping that this really clears up some of the potential confusion that you might be getting faced with in the future. So can you tell us if this is helping you, or if you're just going, well, no, I know exactly what to do for the needs analysis, but I still don't have a clue what to do for the patent poll. I mean, this is what we're trying to avoid. So let us know if you need more information on this. We want you guys to succeed on this instead of being so frustrated with, I keep giving you the dogs, but you keep telling me they're the wrong ones. So we're trying to give you like a cheat sheet going, here's what we're looking for.
Yeah, this is what I want to do. I want to make a cheat sheet, but it looks like you guys are saying Peach, very helpful. Olivia was very helpful. Brogan, Christina, absolutely. Olivia, I do wish I saw this before submitting, but it makes much more sense. Yeah, sorry about that, Olivia. We'll do our best to keep these.
Timing is everything. We get it. Yeah.
Yeah. Lisa, yes, it helped make my choices easier. Nice. Okay, I'm really glad it's resonating with you guys.
Were you guys feeling like you were struggling with this by chance? I mean, because I'm just wondering how many of you were thinking, yeah, I got this. And then you either put the assignment in and go, what do you mean that's not the right dog? Or were you even struggling with trying to meet all I know is from my side of the monitor that this particular assignment can be really challenging for people trying to find the right dogs. And I'm hoping that many of you guys, sorry, Olivia, that when you're like, yeah, damn, you should have seen it before. I get it. But hopefully, Olivia, from this point on, you're going to be able to submit all the right dogs. But that's the whole reason here. And I really hope that you get that this calms you down, that it gives you more sense of confidence of what to do now.
Wendy, struggling a lot with this. I hope to complete this assessment soon. I mean, we have a few minutes left. If you have any questions about it, this is a really good time. While I wait for you, Wendy, if you have a question, I'll let you type that out. I shared with you guys a link. You guys, last time you left some great reviews. It's been really helping students or students who are looking into getting into grooming or training or whatever. Make a decision and being able to read from your guys' experiences in the classroom or taking this course or graduating from this course. It's just nice to hear that, whatever your experience was, to make that bold career change and hop on and take this course. So if you have a second, you could really change someone's experience and help them make an informed decision. Take a second, leave a review, let them know what your experience was like. And I will also be sharing the virtual community link to those who are not already in it. I highly, highly recommend you joining. Lots of questions and answers from peers. And obviously we share about, the webinars that are upcoming. You can let us know what kind of topics you want to cover, any questions you have. And then obviously once you graduate, you still have that community that you could go back to and answer questions, mentor people, ask questions. So I'll share that with you guys. Okay, Lisa, not really, but since this is all new, it's good to check and be sure. Hopefully I'm getting this thing right so far. Yeah, hopefully. Okay, I'm not seeing any questions, so it sounds like we did a good job here.
Yay!
So I think we could wrap it up. Thank you everyone for joining. Lisa, obviously you did amazing, and thank you to the student who submitted their work. It was very helpful to be able to.
Thank you for being the guinea pig, and you did great. I was like, yes.
Okay, that was impressive. We'll take a second here. Wendy responded. So showing us what dogs qualify and why was very helpful, and what you want from the photo is amazing. Thank you all. Okay, awesome.
Good.
Amazing. Okay, well, we'll wrap it up here, guys. Thank you so much for attending, and we'll hop on for next month's webinar.
Let us know what you want to. Let us know what you need to hear, or let us know what you need more clarification on.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, take care, everyone. Have a wonderful rest of your evening.